The Ohio River may be nowhere near flood stage at the southern tip of the state, but make no mistake, there is a deadly flood of opiates, opium-based prescription pills that started here near Portsmouth in Scioto County, the likes of which the state and the nation have never seen. And experts say this opiate problem didn't begin on the streets, but in some doctors' offices.
That's where this particular epidemic started. It started between the pharmaceutical companies and primary care physicians.
So how many opiate pills do doctors prescribe for patients? According to state pharmacy records, in 1997, doctors prescribed 7 pills per capita in Ohio. That is, there were enough pills prescribed to give each person in the state 7 of them. By 2010, that number was 67 pills per capita, almost 10 times higher.
The number of deaths, it was proportionate to the number of pills being prescribed in this area.
I didn't care, I was ready to die.
Recovering addicts like Terry Ballingy say an addiction to prescription opiate pills can be more powerful than being hooked on their illegal cousin, heroin, and more debilitating.
I can understand how people OD and die because I was right there.
And recovering addicts say the opiate pill problem is more pervasive than most of us understand.
It's not just the people you see laying on the streets. It's the judges' sons and the cops' sons, and it's everybody.
How big is the problem in Portsmouth? Stepping Stones has 8 houses for residential treatment of women drug addicts just in this neighborhood alone. There are 8 more throughout what is a pretty small city for men. And 1 in 10 babies born in this area are born addicted to opium.
I relapsed while I was pregnant with her, and I used until 3 weeks ago.
Randy Carr is grateful that her 8-month-old daughter Braylee hasn't yet shown any effects from her mom's opium addiction.
You want my kisses?
And prays that the baby she's now carrying will also be born healthy because Randy is now in treatment.
This is affecting my kids. It's not just about me anymore. It's time to quit being selfish.
As a mother, I'm very concerned. I feel guilty. I'm ashamed.
But Armanda Lawson is proud that she's now embraced treatment halfway through her pregnancy, but knows her unborn daughter's future is unknown.
I'm very concerned about my baby's well-being, its mentality, if it's going to have learning disabilities or any physical impairments.
The pill explosion began near here in southern Ohio after unscrupulous doctors set up so-called pill mills where people paid cash for opium-based prescriptions. A new state law closed the mills, but the addiction problem remains high in the area, as do the number of opium-based pills prescribed.
We had 9.7 million doses written in 2010, and now we have with pill mills. And now here we are in 2012 with no pill mills, and we're still writing over 7 million.
Portsmouth in southern Ohio may be ground zero of the opium epidemic, but like a cancer, it has spread across the state and across the nation. And Greater Cleveland has not been spared.
All rise, please.
Inside the Justice Center every week, Judge David Mattia presides over drug court. This is a typical day.
Raise your hand if you're primarily opiate dependent, opiate or heroin. Raise your hand.
19 hands go up. That's half the defendants who are here on this day.
I've been a judge for 14 years, and 10 years ago, 5 years ago really, I hardly saw any kind of heroin or opiate type cases.
But as the opiate cases have risen, so have deaths from unintentional drug overdoses. In 1999, 327 people died from overdoses in the state. In 2010, that number was 1,544, an alarming 372% rise. Drug overdoses have now passed auto accidents as the state's #1 accidental killer.
Feeling bad? You call your sponsor.
Yeah.
You don't call your dealer.
In open court, defendants are asked how they are doing with treatment programs. Behind the scenes, though, where cameras are rarely allowed,
I hope to have her in jail tomorrow.
the conversations are incredibly blunt. Getting defendants who've gone back to drugs back into jail is done less to punish them and more to try and save their lives.
She did 30 days for falsifying.
After she got into jail, before she was.
Yeah.
She's going to be dead.
This is what makes drug court different. The prosecutor and the defense attorney sit side by side with caseworkers, the probation department, and the judge, everyone working together. The defendants have already pled guilty, and the team is trying to get them through a year-long treatment program where they normally avoid jail if they stay sober.
You can't make a horse drink, but you can make him thirsty. So each one of us, anybody involved in drug court,
is trying to make that client thirsty for a better life.
The explosion of opiate abuse in Ohio has only made the job more difficult.
We're in the middle of an opiate dependency epidemic.
An epidemic that continues to flow and continues to kill. One person now dies from a drug overdose in Ohio every 6 hours. Bill Scheel, Fox 8 IT.